What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans are already making moves in the offseason. Just a couple of days ago, they bring back offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick for one more year and quarterback Gerard Johnson. This was a home run move by the Houston Texans front office. You get back Bobby Slowick in year 2 with CJ Stroud. He gets another year to get comfortable with play calling, and then you make the hire of the future. Bringing back Gerard Johnson was just as important as bringing back Bobby Slowick, because when Bobby Slowick goes to leave and become a head coach, Gerard Johnson gets that promotion. He will be your offensive coordinator next year. Now, guys, like I said, the offseason is just getting started. We still have free agency and the NFL draft to worry about. The Houston Texans are going to potentially have around $70 million. And they still have their first, second, and third round picks. Talent is coming. They are trying to make this a championship roster. And we're going to look at some free agents today. Some people I think Nick Caserio should also be taking a look at. And my needs for this Houston Texans team in no order. It goes secondary help, right? So cornerback, safety, linebacker, defensive lineman, wide receiver, and running back. Let me know your guys' needs down below. Welcome, everyone, to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, so make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And, guys, I just hit 10K subscribers. I could not thank y'all enough. My life is changing, and it is because of you guys that have liked, commented, subscribed, hated, criticized. It means the world to me. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for watching today's episode. Now, the first player we're going to be talking about, running back Derrick Henry from the Tennessee Titans. I've seen you guys mention his name in the comments. It's been on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of fans here in Houston want Derrick Henry to be a Houston Texan, right? Throw a shot at Tennessee after they tried to disrespect you by wearing the throwback Oiler uniforms against you, and then you embarrassed them. And what is crazy is that Derrick Henry was second in the NFL in rushing this year, behind a horrible Tennessee Titans offensive line. And do not forget, Houston Texans fans, you know, Derrick Henry had 2 horrible performances against this defense. I mean, at Tennessee, it was 0.6 yards a carry, and it was no better here in Houston. You look at the stats, played in 17 games, injury is not a concern. 1,167 yards, 12 touchdowns, another season of double-digit touchdowns. This guy, he still got it. Now, shout out to Seth Payne and shout out to Landry Locker. They both talked about Derrick Henry potentially being a Houston Texan on their YouTube channel. Seth Payne was all for it, said the money will make sense. He's a scheme fit. You know, there's still a lot of tread left on the tires, and just he will be dangerous here. Landry Locker, on the other hand, and I kind of agree with Landry Locker, he thinks someone like Saquon Barkley or Josh Jacobs, no matter what the money is for them yearly, they could transform this Houston Texan offense and take them to more heights. I understand both, you know, Seth Payne and Landry Locker. And PFF has a projected contract here of 2 years, $20 million, $13 million guaranteed, $10 million a year. I mean, that's nothing for someone who led the league, not led the league, but second in the league in rushing and had double-digit touchdowns. If I'm Nick Caserio, I have to think about bringing in Derrick Henry. Let me know what you think in the comments down. Second player we're going to be talking about, Xavier McKenna, safety from the New York Giants. Unfortunately, safety has now become a big need for this Houston Texans defense. Jalen Petre's year 2 was absolutely horrible, could not cover, was missing tackles. Not the year 2 we thought we were going to have. Jimmy Ward, who you signed in for agency following DeMeco Ryans here to Houston, was your captain this year. Unfortunately, missed significant time throughout the year, finished the season on IR. You cannot rely on both of these guys this year, unfortunately. Xavier McKenna is a game-changing safety, still very young, 25 years old. There is some injury concerns, but when healthy, this dude is a ball-hawking safety. Here's what PFF has to say. McKinney's coverage grade as a free safety 81.4 and in the box 79.4 are top 10 marks among safeties in 2023. And there is a big enough sample size of box play despite his general deployment as a deep player. Over the past 3 seasons, McKinney's 7.0 yards allowed per target in coverage ranks 25th among safeties, and his 17 combined interception and forced incompletions put him in the top 20. While he could make more plays at or near the line of scrimmage, he rarely whiffs on open field tackles. The 24-year-old has missed just 7.8% of his tackle attempts over his career, 11th best among 89 safeties with at least 100 tackles over the past 4 seasons, making him a reliable enough last line of defense. Xavier McKinney's contract is projected to be at 3 years, $37.5 million total, $25 million guaranteed, $12.5 million annually. Now, like I said, there is some injury concerns, and it says 25 on the age, but it says 24 in the description. However, still very young. The Houston Texans need to look at safety, and Xavier McKinney will have a lot of people happy here, embodies the swarm mentality. This will be a great signing for the secondary. The third player we're going to be talking about, wide receiver Tyler Boyd, a slot guy, a veteran. If the Houston Texans want to spend money elsewhere, I think Tyler Boyd will be a good and cheap option for the Houston Texans, a veteran in the locker room who can produce. You look at his stats this year, in 17 games, started 13. 67 receptions, 667 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is what PFF has to say. It will be fascinating to see if and how Cincinnati attempts to keep the elite trio of Chase, fellow free agent T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd together in 2024 and beyond. But Boyd could be the odd man out looking for a third contract after playing out the term of his 4-year contract extension signed in 2020. Boyd is a big slot receiver with a solid blocking chops in the run game. He rarely ever drops a target and does well to sit down in soft spots of zones on key passing downs. However, Boyd posted several career low marks in 2023, and with so many big financial decisions facing Cincinnati, the Bengals may not be willing to offer him as much as other teams looking to upgrade their unit over the middle. His projected contract, 2 years, $17.5 million total, $10.75 million guaranteed, and $8.75 million annually for Tyler Boyd to potentially be a Houston Texan. Look, whenever CJ Stroud is your quarterback, I have no doubt you can have one of your best years. I just seen it when Nico Collins have 13 yards short of a 1,300-yard season. I saw it with Noah Brown, back-to-back 150-yard games. The only other 2 Houston Texans wide receivers to do that, Andre Johnson and DeAndre Hopkins. So I have no doubt CJ Stroud could elevate the talent of the people around him, and Tyler Boyd could be special here over the middle. I love that he's a veteran. He's been in big games, been in the Super Bowl. We need that experience here as we try to get to those heights. It is very cheap, $8 million a year, almost 9. I would not mind that. Tyler Boyd, that would be a good addition for this Houston Texans team.